stop I make as respect to my name. From Raycons printed to orders aligned. I don't just run loads, I'm building a design. My logo clean, my reviews legit. I don't chase money, just opportunities that fit. They wonder how I glow under all this pressure. It's passion, patience, progress, applied all together. This is a brand on wheels, legacy in motion, stacking success like waves in the ocean. I'm more than a driver, I'm a CEO, turning every mile into something that grows. Yeah, brand on wheels, yeah, a brand on wheels. I'm leveling up with every deal. I track my numbers, I study the game. Networking nights, just elevating my name. Sticker on the door, mindset on 10. If you ain't watch me win again. Insurance right, contracts tight, doing business clean and sleeping at night. Yeah, from one man to a fleet, from a dream to a plan. If God is backing you, you could do anything, man. Or queen, whatever you be. Purpose behind you will set you free. Yeah, brand on wheels, building while I ride. Success in it, pretty in the passenger side. This is a brand on wheels, legacy in motion, stacking success like waves in the ocean. I'm more than a driver, I'm a CEO, turning every mile into something that grows. Yeah, brand on wheels, yeah, brand on wheels. I'm leveling up with every deal. Brand on wheels, yeah, brand on wheels, yeah, brand on wheels. This is a brand on wheels.
We roll early, chasing the sun. Cargo van dreams, mile after mile we run. This one's for the crew, the real ones out on the road. Let's go. Got ice in his veins, coffee in his cup. Camera on the dash when the highway lights up. From Houston to Carolinas, he's chasing that bag. Living out his purpose, never showing up late. Subscribers tuned in when that bell goes ding, cause they know BG's doing his thing. Every vlog, every load, every laugh he brings, he's the voice of the road. We rollin' with the quicks and the whole damn team. Nelson riding heavy, pulling up on the scene. Just true, holding steady, controlling every lane. The transporter moving up and down the east, making money rain. Can't stop the beats. J. Russ, every day rustin', holding down the south. Sean and Finn Dog collecting bags off every route. Mober Rose and Abdul Rahim rolling too. McGriss, Ariana, and Andrew, all part of the crew. Yeah, we rolling on through. Cargo van life, that's what we do. He ain't in it for fame, Mr. Grind of gold. Just a man, a van, and a heart made of gold. Late nights, gas stations, reading the GPS on the app. Every mile tells a story, every stop's a recap. He's the voice for the dreamers, the road believers, the freight haulers and the long mile seekers. When he hits record, the world gets to see that life in the van can set your spirit free. We rollin' with the quicks and the whole damn team. Nelson riding heavy, pulling up on the scene. Just true, holding steady, controlling every lane. The transporter moving up and down the east, making money rain. Can't stop the beast. J. Russ, every day he rustin', holding down the south. Sean and Finn Dog collecting bags off every route. Mower Rose and Abdul Rahim rolling too. McGriss, Ariana, and Andrew, all part of the crew. Yeah, we rolling on through. Cargo van life, that's what we do. From sunrise runs to them late night stops. Living by the hustle, never gonna drop. Faith in his heart, freedom in his hand. He's building dreams 1 mile at a time across this land. No 9 to 5, just an open road. Every van's a dream, every mile a goal. Faith in his heart and a grind that's true. From one driver to another, this one's for you. We rollin'.
What's good, fam? Woo-wee, man. We back. First off, before we get started, I want to take a quick second, just a little moment of silence because it might be the day before, but for Memorial Day weekend. So quick second of silence for those brothers and sisters of arms that have graciously sacrificed the most important thing, the biggest thing in their life to serve our country, serve our people. So I want to take a quick moment of silence in honor of those for Memorial Day. All right, fam. We finna have some fun tonight. First off, I want to say thank y'all for even tuning in and rocking with your boy. As always, sorry about last week. Your boy had to take a quick cat nap. I had to do some night driving last week, and I had to get a little rest because, as you know, your boy has been running the past 2 weeks. I'm talking about running so hard out here in these streets, eating up them roads. I still owe y'all 3 videos, not 1. Normally 2. Been moving so fast. I'm talking about dropping and getting straight to the next one. I got to make the outro for 2 of the videos, and I got to make the intro and outro for the 3rd. Just been moving. Don't worry, I got the footage in between. But your boy ain't even had time to finish up that because we just been moving. On top of that, I'm just telling you what's going on. Thanks to the fan, I'm crying to this boy, they be having your back. Quicks, appreciate y'all. The St. Louis meetup for June 27th has been confirmed. It's locked in, it's locked down. And boy, the fam took care of and watched my back again. Quicks, appreciate you. I love how we work together over there in the grind centers. I love it. But yes, the link for the meetup, June 27th in St. Louis, it's in the description. It's about to go down. Y'all thought hey, those of you that miss Houston meetup, hey, you missed a good time. I already know what we're going to be discussing and talking about on June 27th. And let's just say, if you ain't in the building, I don't know what to tell you. You don't want to miss it because your boy, I'll just tell you a little snippet. I ain't going to tell you what about it. I ain't going to tell you all I'm going to tell you right now, June 27th, we ain't pumping no fear around here in these streets. It'll make sense in June 27th for those of you that are there. But either way, I'm not going to go down there. The link is in the description. I'll make sure the link, well, I won't make sure. My amazing wife will make sure that the link, because she be holding it down. She going to make sure that link going to be in the description of all the videos from here on out until June 27th. And we're going to knock out the St. Louis meetup. I hope to see you there. But yeah, either way, let's move on to what we came here to talk about today, because I told you I've been watching what's going on in these streets. I told you. And then I've been out here running. And I watch what's going on in these streets. Don't get me wrong. Your boy still got to move around the other parts of the country inside the circle to check out some things. But I'm starting to realize why some stuff ain't lining up with what I was hearing and seeing in the street versus what I've been out there doing the past 2 weeks. It ain't lining up. And I think I figured out why, because I had some one-on-ones today. I've been talking to the fam and the grind setters, and I've been talking to people at gas stations and just everywhere I go. Because you know your boy, I like to talk to people. I like to know what's going on out there. And I noticed some things that ain't matching up. And some of that thing has to do with the habits. We got to fix some of these habits. I had to fix them, so I'm going to hold you accountable the same way you hold me accountable, and we're going to discuss some of them habits that we need to fix tonight, because I want you to win. We can't win with bad habits. But before I get to diving into that, talking about these habits, let me holler at the fam, because you know they chiming in. The Quicks is in the build. I should have known. Y'all always appreciate. See, I just y'all appreciate the love, fam. Hey, we appreciate you. We appreciate you. The General is in the building. I know y'all see the name and be like, that's General. No, that's General for me. That's the General. The General's in the building. Mr. Drive Time is in here. What's going on, fam? I love it when y'all speak to each other. I love it. Got T in the building, all the way in the Chi. T out there getting that Chi-Town money. I just say this. She out there getting that number 2 money. If you see, that's the circle talk. That's that number 2 money. You don't know what I'm talking about with the circle. Boy, I swear, that's that habit I'm talking about. We're going to talk about it. We appreciate you. Hey, that's what makes the dreams come together. They say teamwork makes the dream work, and that's why it all comes together. Appreciate you. T gonna be in the loop. She gonna be in the loop, and we can't wait because we got. I'm not gonna say it. I almost told y'all what we was gonna be talking about in the loop. That's Mr. Drive Time hollering at T. But yeah, I want to talk about some stuff tonight. Them new, because we got to work on some habits. I know in the Grind Setters community, because most people think habit stacking. Habit stacking. Most people think, because you hear it all the time, habit stacking, habit stacking, habit stacking. But have you ever thought about maybe you stacking some bad habits? I know I was. Hey, I'm still working on some stuff. God ain't through with me. I still got stuff to work on. But have you ever really thought about your habits? You know the obvious bad ones. We know that the bad ones: eat good, exercise more. We know the bad habits. But have you ever thought about some of them habits that you got that's just part of your daily routine, and you are compounding on those habits, and you stacking bad habits? That's why we need to talk about your habits tonight, because we're gonna work on some. I'm gonna give you some habits to work on, but we also got to talk about some habit removals. Some habits we need to remove. We don't need to stack on them. We need to remove those habits. I'm gonna give you a couple of them. Let's start there. You know what? I'm gonna tell you. You know your boy. I gotta tell stories to make it make sense to me. That's the only way I know how to explain it to other people when it makes sense to me. So I remember I told you. Matter of fact, that's how I'm gonna tell y'all the story tonight. We're gonna connect videos around here. I told y'all once before, one of my habits was I had to start things on Monday. I couldn't start in a random, like how you know how people have New Year's resolutions. Whenever I wanted to start something, I had to start on Monday. It could be a Wednesday, and I'm like, I want to do this, but I'll wait till Monday. I'm gonna start it on Monday because the way my brain was wired from school to work to just anything in life, we were always taught to start things on Monday. So I was wired. I can't start to Monday. I missed a lot of opportunities because I couldn't do stuff until Monday in my brain. That was a bad habit. Now, don't get me wrong. I could stack on. I'm a work. I've done a lot of great things starting on Monday. I'm gonna start working out on Monday. I'm gonna start eating better on Monday. I'm gonna start exercising. I was just coming up stuff. I was like, on Monday, every Monday I'm gonna put this much money away in the savings. On this Monday, I had habits that started on Monday that were great for me. But it also made me miss opportunities because I waited till Monday. Somebody be like, hey, BG, I want you to handle this for me. All right, I'll get to it. I'm gonna put it on my calendar. Came time to do it. They had moved on to somebody else. And I say that because now I want you to think about them loads. We're gonna bounce back and forth. I want you to think about loads, them loads you miss because they didn't line up. Oh, I can't take that load. It's a baby bag. I need a little bit more to hit my number for the week. It's Thursday and I need $800 more by Friday, and that load is only a baby bag. It's paying $350. I can't take it. Habit stacking, because over time you start telling yourself that you need to hit a certain number a day. And we all have it. Oh, I got to hit 500 a day so I can get 2,500 a week. Now realizing that one load might be 350, the next load on Tuesday might be 800. Habit stacking. We're gonna get to it because we got to remove some of these habits and add good ones. Now let's talk about some of them good ones. You know, when you get ready to hop in the van or do anything, because I know we got box truck and big rig drivers in the fam too. You do post-trip, pre-trip. You do those habits. Those make sure everything is good. Make sure everything's functioning right. But I know it ain't everybody. I'm just saying, just throwing this out there. We know, like, hey, you hear me say it all the time. Oh, I prayed already for traveling grace. Do you pray every time? Do you read your Bible? Those are habits. But now, those are the good habits. What about the habits you need to remove from your business? Oh, I can't stand these brokers. They're always trying to get over. They're taking all the money. That's a bad habit. Because on one hand, we were taught you ain't supposed to be counting somebody's pockets. But we can't factor in a certain good load or we'll lose a load because we know, we're not gonna lie. We know those loads, those military loads or those port loads or those airport pickups. We know some of them pay a lot more than what they trying to give us. But I tell you all the time, what is your number? Do you know your number? While you're trying to pocket watch, which is a bad habit, I need you to compound on making sure you hit your number. That's the only good habit I want you to do first. We'll worry about the other stuff later on. But when you building a system to hit your strategy, you got to know your number, and you got to make sure you hit your number with the broker, not your number for the week. Number for the broker. So, for example, remember all those videos we need to do $1 a mile, $1 a mile, $1 a mile, $1 a mile. I had a lot of people in the comments that were talking all types of noise. Y'all seen them too. Some of y'all even defended your boy. I appreciate y'all. Oh, that's too cheap. You shouldn't do that. I was building a habit. I was showing you how to build a habit by me building a habit. It wasn't about the number. I had to get in the negotiating mindset of, I need $1. I need $1. Now, don't get me wrong. I was always shooting higher than $1 if I could, but I knew that dollar was where I need. That was before the gas prices. True. Keep in mind, the gas prices wasn't like they is now when we was doing that 2 years ago. Now that obviously that number ain't $1 no more. If you've been watching the lows lately, because of that habit backing. That's why I told you habit stacking and needing your habits, because I got that dollar and it made me do negotiating. It strengthened my negotiating skills. It strengthened my communication skills. Now it ain't $1 no more. Now when your boy BG talking, I need that $1.50. I need that $1.50. They don't know that. The brokers don't know what I'm doing when I do it. I'll explain all that later. But I'm saying basically habit stacking. You need new habits. In order to get new habits, because I don't want y'all to skip steps, and we do enough of that in this business. I watch it all the time. People, I was one of them, so you're not alone. You want to skip steps throughout this business. And by skipping steps, you never form a habit that you can stick to and build upon. Skipping steps is a bad habit. I want to let you know. We got to remove that habit as well. Because, yes, we would love to get out there and make all the money, but we got to remove the bad habit before we can add and stack on the new habit. I'm going to give you all examples. I'm repeating myself right now so I can drill it in your head about removing habits and adding new ones. And I'm going to use myself, as you know, for examples. Like, for example, let's start one. When your boy first came out here, y'all first started rocking with your boy, I'm driving everywhere. I'm all over the place. I'll be your test dummy. That was establishing a habit. Me running around being a test dummy was establishing a habit, but I was establishing a habit that was bad so that I can learn how to make it good. Throughout your lifetime, because I told you some of us have built bad habits on top of bad habits, stacking bad habits. Throughout our lifetime, we did bad habits that we needed to get through life, whether it was growing up in a bad neighborhood, whether it was trying to get out of a bad relationship, whether it was doing bad with finances and you had to borrow money. Remember that video we did, Robin, Peter, and Paul. We talked about that. But you had to do what you had to do to get by, but you should have learned from that. But what we did is we transferred them over from our personal life into our business life. And now we're still doing that bad habit. Remember, I told you, just said it. We were doing what we could financially to get ahead. But now some of us are robbing our business finances to take care of personal stuff and robbing our personal finances to handle business finances. We're creating more bad habits on top of bad habits on top of bad habits. And that's what I've been noticing. But before we dive into that, because obviously when we talking bad habits, I know y'all fam, we together. Part of this business is making money. And so we got to get rid of bad habits and make new habits so we can make more money. That's why we're going to holler at the fam. We're going to stop and put a pin in that right there. The bad habits. Oh man, where did I go? There we go right there. Husband Chris on tonight. Okay. So I ain't talking to the general. Or maybe the general sitting right next to Chris. Yeah, y'all don't know. It's behind the scenes stuff. Chris, what's going on, fam? Hey, I can't wait to meet you and talk to you in person. Yeah, we'll catch up. But welcome, fam. Welcome. Chris been out there getting it. Chris be working. So I was talking to the general. I thought it was the general tonight. But we got Chris. We got the general and the colonel. I love it. Hey, gotta holler at Chris. Gotta welcome the new fam. Gotta know. Yep. Hey, fam, what's going on? Hey, I love it. Chris, you're gonna get nothing but love over here. Nothing. I can't believe you did that to me. See, I want to let you know something. Because I told you I'm working on myself too. The quick say I will stop going to Buc-ee's this Monday. Y'all notice in none of the videos, a lot of the most recent past videos, you notice your boy ain't said nothing about Buc-ee's. As much as y'all know I love Buc-ee's, I gotta go get that cheesesteak burrito or that 3-meat barbecue sandwich with the turkey, smoked sausage, and brisket on it. Y'all notice I ain't said nothing about that breakfast burrito with that brisket, egg, and cheese in it. Because I had to remove that habit. Not just because of my health, but because Buc-ee's was taking all my money. You cannot walk into Buc-ee's and not spend $20, $30, $40 coming out of there. Oh, man. See, I had to remove habits. I had to make new habits. Don't worry. I'll tell you everything that I tell y'all. I'm doing over here myself too, no matter how much it hurt. And every time I pass Buc-ee's, it's a little bit of twinge in my soul because I know I can hit that switch and go on, swerve off on that exit and pull on in and holler at my boy, the Beaver. But I digress. I removed that habit in Jesus' name. Them Carolina boys back in this thing thick. I love it. I love it. What's going on, husband Chris? Welcome, welcome. Yes, it's both of us. That's what I'm talking about. We got on, and look at that. On Memorial Day, we got the general and the colonel in the building. I'm not gonna stop going to Buc-ee's. Nope, I can't do it. Hey, let me explain something to you. When I be in them videos talking about you got $25, you got another $50. That was my Buc-ee's money sometimes. And if you want to get your money messed up, you can have a load going for $1.15 a mile. You stop at Buc-ee's and spend some money, your load just went from $1.15 a mile down to $1.10 or $1.05 a mile. That Buc-ee's are eating to your profits, man. We got to stop, Mr. Drive Time. We have to pass Buc-ee's up. Matter of fact, tomorrow's Memorial Day. Go outside, light that pit, barbecue you some Buc-ee's and put it in the refrigerator and take it for the rest of the week. We got to get rid of that habit. CB made me hungry and ready to go to Buc-ee's. See, we not going to Buc-ee's. We not going. Man, I could test those chocolate chip cookies right now, a Rice Krispie treat, along with those chicken sandwich. I'm not talking to you. Now, see, that goes right into the finances of new habits. So the past 2 weeks, I've been running around figuring out a new system. Because I can't talk to everybody, obviously, but the grind setters told me some things that they were seeing going on in their areas. They told me some stuff that they saw. And that coupled with the stuff that I saw, I realized inside of the system, I needed to create a new habit. I couldn't just run all around the circle. I had to create a habit so I can see if that habit transformed from each part of the circle. In one of those habits, if you've been paying attention to the videos, I've been running all over Texas and I might dip into Louisiana. Because one of those habits I've seen, and it ain't all y'all fault, when gas prices shot up, you can complain, you can argue, you can be frustrated, you can be mad, or you can take it like a boxer. When the video I told you, take it on the chin, but you got to counter. I told you in the video you can keep complaining, or you could take advantage of the situation. I've told you in multiple videos that you need a system for your strategy. When something happens, we got to counter. So the past 2 weeks, I've been running a new system. The system works. The system works. I've been running it for 2 weeks. Now I got to go adapt and see if that system works in other locations. Don't worry. I know it's going to work in other locations because while I was in between working out the system, I had the other phone watching different locations at different times. So I'll give you an example. Because y'all missing 3 videos. So I'm going to give you a number. I might be off by $50 because I'm trying to do it off the top of my head. So last week was a 4-day worth of running. The week before that was 3 days worth of running. When you add up both weeks, they ran at either 46.25 or 46.75. Y'all know I don't care about sharing the numbers. That's me. I'm transparent. You see the numbers on the titles of the YouTube's videos anyway. So if you add them together. So between basically it was 2 weeks, but roughly 7 to 8 days of work. Because some of them they kind of blurred over because I would pick up at night driving the day, but it was 7, 8 days. Let's just say 8. 8 days of running 46.25 or 46.70. It was 46, over 4,600. After gas and expenses, it was right at, because I spent roughly about 600 in gas in the bed every night because I was testing out this strategy. It was, let me rephrase that, either in bed every night or in bed in the afternoon, depending on how it worked out, because some of those pickups was at midnight, if you saw. So understanding that system and that strategy made a difference because I was watching the fuel. I was watching the hours work. That's why some day, 1 week was 3 days, 1 week was 4 days, because I was trying to get a habit of maintaining the time, because I don't want y'all out there running around ragged. And I don't want y'all, when I say that, I don't want y'all running 70 hours a week, 60 hours a week. So I was capping it to roughly between, because I know each week was different. My cap was between 35 to 50 hours worth of driving a week. So roughly that $4,600 plus dollars was between roughly 35 to 50. 1 week was, I think, 44 hours of driving, and the other week was 38 or 39. Don't worry, I had the right numbers with, because I'm gonna make a video about it. I have the right numbers when I make the video. But that was being done because I had to remove bad habits. And I wanted to help you remove bad habits. And one of those bad habits was if you get in the van and run all over the circle and you drive for hours straight, like that's a good habit for me. I can drive and drive and drive, but in order to help y'all, I can't just have y'all out there driving all over the place, because one or two things gonna happen. You're gonna get to a location and get stuck. You might lose a day, maybe two. That's not a good habit, because one of the bad habits in this game is, a couple of the bad habits in the game are deadheading too far, because remember we got the percentage down, or sitting and your van's not running. Those are bad habits we got to get rid of. And the only way you can get rid of those is you have to make new systems, which means make new habits. And so I was able to keep that van running, old Chip, reliable. Those 4 days, it was 4 days straight. Those 3 days, it was 3 days straight. And I still was able to get home to do the live on Wednesday Night Live, because that's one of my habits. One of my habits is being here with you on Sunday. One of my habits is being with the Grind Setter community on Wednesday night. And when I say the difference between moving habits, I give you myself. One of my habits on Sunday, I used to just be like, this is relax day. But that wasn't helping y'all. So I had to institute a new habit in my life, which is Sunday one-on-one, Sunday live, Wednesday Grind Setter live. That's a habit because my whole goal is to help you win so we can all win together and reach the top together. Now, when you look at yourself in the habits that you're doing that you have to remove, and y'all might be able to tell me in the comments some of the habits outside of Buc-ee's. We know we got to take care of Buc-ee's. What I'm going to do, because I've told y'all different habits and how to remove them and all that, and I'm going, the system, Grind Setters, don't worry, I'll go over the system with y'all this Wednesday that I've learned and figure out so you can start testing it out in your area, and then I'll go over it once I get to your area. YouTube fan, once I cover all the areas to make sure they're good, the system works, I'll bring y'all in. That might be towards the end of the year, but don't worry, I got you. It's in my notes. So what I'm going to do throughout the rest of this one, because I just told you, and we're going to break down, I want to, for this is rare. This is rare. I want y'all to tell me habits that y'all have in the comments. I'm going to still tell y'all some of mine that I'm working on, some of that I need to strengthen. And then I'll tell you also things that I see that you need to work on, that I see from other people, not that you're doing them, but I see it in masses. And then we'll cover the ones of you that put your habits in the comment section, and we'll talk together through this to see how can we improve your habit or remove that habit from your everyday routine. But before I get to that, let me holler at the fam, because then I'm gonna give you a couple of examples of my bad habits, good habits that might help you. Or you might see that your boy got bad habits too, because I think y'all be thinking I'm lying when I say I got bad habits. Y'all know about Buc-ee's, but we covered that. Mister, yes, sir. So good. See, there y'all go. Y'all still talking about Buc-ee's, and I just told y'all we wasn't talking about it. Buc-ee's is overrated, in my opinion. I'm sticking to it. You know what? I'm gonna let you make it, T. Don't everybody please excuse T. She from out west. She from out west. We gonna let her make it. We're going to let her make it. We not gonna mess with T. T want us out there. We gonna let her make it. Hit the thumbs up. Hey fam, that's what y'all got in you. Let's see what we got. Steve gonna purchase a Ford Transit 250. Which trim should I purchase? The base, which seems to be the tallest, or the wide base medium roof van? What you trying to do with that van, Steve? You trying to hit the road OTR? You doing local? We doing gig work? I'm gonna tell you from my perspective, but then again, I'm different. Your boy BG63. I had to be able to walk around in the back of my van. That's why I was high roof. The reason I got the extended wheelbase as well, because no matter if I had 1 to 2 pallets in there, if I had to in a crunch, get back there and lay down, I wanted the wheelbase, so I had a pallet position I can still lay down in, because extended wheelbase couldn't hold three pallets. So I had room still to lay back down there if I need to or all that. And I can walk around. And I wanted to have the opportunity to not miss out on any loads. Yeah, you can only do so much in the van anyway. It ain't like I could take a box truck load or something like that. But when it came to a cargo van load, I wanted to ensure that I was able to get whatever load popped up. And if some of you that have been especially day one seen, I've had loads that have taken up the entire back of the van that I would not have been able to take without the extended wheelbase. And some of them paid good. For example, that load that ended the year last year that picked up in Little Rock, Arkansas, that went to, where did it go? Austin. I got that load for right at $3 a mile, but I would not have got that load if I didn't have the van that I have. So that's why I said, what do you want to do? If you're just doing local inner city runs and you got a contract doing medical or something quick like that, real expedited courier, you might not need that much van. You probably don't. So it depends on what you're trying to do with it and where you're starting it or where you want it to go. Because you also want something that's like anything. You want something that you can grow into. If you know eventually you want to grow into big stuff, then I say get the big one. But if your finances say, because again, bad habits, no good habits. If your finances say you start with the medium van or the smaller van, don't overextend your finances, because then you're going to be out there chasing loads, and that's going to make bad habits. That's going to turn you into an operator versus an owner. A lot of people out here are owner operators, as they say, but in all actuality, they're operator owners, if that makes sense. Let me break it down. The owner is the one that dictates how their van runs. Those are the good habits. You're able to know what you want to build, know what you want to, how you want to move. But an operator is somebody you over leveraged yourself, or you didn't make a good system or a good strategy for your business. So you're out there chasing loads. When you hear people say chasing loads. So the type of van you want need depends on where you're trying to go and your starting point. I don't want you to over leverage yourself, because you need a big van, but at the same time, get the van that fits the needs of what you're trying to do, because this is the first step that starts the bad or the good habits for a lot of people. I've told you before, like one example, a Nissan van. Most people don't know this, but most brokers, they really don't work with those vans. You can get contract work or courier work with that van, but even gig apps don't even notice the Nissan van as an actual cargo van. So if you jump out there before you do your research and know the system is all that, you're already creating a bad habit by jumping into the wrong vehicle out the gate. So you want to do good habits. The first good habits is research. I got a video coming. That's 3 things. The 3 things you need to build systems in your business. What matter of fact, let me stop. I don't want to butcher the name. Y'all know that. I already told y'all I already have the names of the titles. So if somebody beat me to the title before I make the video, which is gonna come out, that just means you heard it here first. 3 steps to start building a system. One of the 3 steps to start building a system is knowing your niche. And inside of that, you got to do your research. Start the good habits now of researching, because research is a crucial habit that you must need. And I know we're not all good at researching, because we got used to Google and ChatGPT and all the AI stuff. But back in my day, I'm sounding old. Back in my day, we used to have to go to the library. We had to go through the Rolodex in the library and do all this through the cars to find it and go pick the book up off the shelf and research. We didn't have internet. So now we got internet. Do your research, know your niche, and then we'll be able to tell what kind of van you need and if it's going to be good, because I don't want you to buy the wrong one. How long you been in the industry? That's a good question as well. Yep, the transporter is in the building. Transporter been out there eating up that road, getting them bags, and I love it. What's going on? The transporter, 250 extended loop, 250 extended length high roof. I have one. It's closest to the Sprinter van. Okay, yep. That the biggest Ram, the biggest Ford is gonna be the closer you get, because them Sprinters is huge. She don't know no better. I love it anyway. They talking about T with this Buc-ee's. The brisket is overrated. T, you gotta understand, when we talking about Buc-ee's, we out here on the road. We need some barbecue. We need some. All these gas stations don't got good food. Yes, don't get me wrong. I love Buc-ee's, but Buc-ee's ain't got nothing on my brisket. Buc-ee's ain't got nothing on my smoke, nothing I put on the grill. But when I'm on that road and I gotta eat, your boy I don't do McDonald's like that in Burger King, and it don't taste the same as when I was growing up. It lost all its aura. So for some place that got gas station food, and that's pretty good. It's pretty good, and it's stuff you can eat while you're driving without making a mess. Because if you ask me, I would stop and get tacos all the time, but I can't be trying to manage my burrito. Y'all get it. Either way it go, Buc-ee's my habit. I got to get rid of it. I have my own apartment in the back of my van. That's all I'm gonna say. It's enough room and it drives well. Mr. Drive Time does have an apartment. Mr. Quick says I have no bad. I believe. I don't got that killing. Mr. Quick, he out there getting it. I ain't gonna even mess with it. Quick has been trained. He has been trained well. We learn how to uplift our spouses. We do. We don't. Nope. Owner, operator, owner. Interesting. See, but let's break this down. So think about, because you hear people that say it all the time. Operator, owner, operator. Well, I'm an owner op. And y'all know me. I'm big on words. I don't even want to mess this up. Let's see if I can pull it up. Let's see if I can pull this up. I'm Googling some stuff right now because I want to make sure I tell you the right way. Because I be messing with where my Google go. Because I be looking this stuff up when I make sure my mind be everywhere. And some things just don't sound right to me. And I put it in my notes when I Google it. So I want to Google it. Don't y'all worry about me. I'll just be over here making myself laugh. I can't even find it. Let's see. Where did it go? I don't know where it went, but I'm just explaining it to y'all. Let's do it this way. Let me just put it in there. Operator definition. Is basically a person that performs an action, controls a process, or manipulates objects to produce a result. The owner definition is an individual, group, or legal entity that holds the right, title, and control over an asset, property, or business. So when I say operator owner, most of you are operating it because you're getting the freight there, you're doing what the freight needs, you're covering what the freight needs, you're basically doing the part that they need. You're getting it from point A to B safely and all that. But you're not acting like an owner, because when I say that, yes, we don't control the market, but no is still a complete sentence. And when I hear people complaining, and I told you, I said this before, complaining about the rates and all that stuff. We can complain about the rates all day long. We know what they used to be. We know what we want. We know what we need. We know gas prices going up, but no is still a complete sentence. I'm not telling you to say no and not be able to put food on your table, but there is something as an operator, you have to control your asset. But if you are letting the broker, the shipper, everybody else dictate your asset, your business, then you're not the owner first. You're the owner second. You're the operator first. You're doing what they need to get the product there versus owning your business and moving it, your asset, according to the way you want it to. So remember I told you in the past, there were lows I would pass up like, no, I'm not taking it. No, I'm not taking it. And then y'all will be, BG, how do you keep getting that rate that you got? Because I say no. You don't tell me where I'm going, I tell Chip, me and Chip the Sky, hey, you want to go here? You want to go there? When I tell you, oh, no, I'm a storm runner. I'm running from the storm. That's because I control where the asset goes, and I'm not putting me and my asset in danger. When you see when certain times of the year I stop running up north because it snows. If you notice, you never seen me and Chip in the snow. You're not going to. Because I make sure that asset, because I'm the owner of it, goes where I need it to go. Now, I'm not telling y'all what to do. Because I know how to drive in the snow. I've drove in the snow. I lived in the snow. I just choose not to because it's a liability for me, my health, my safety, Chip's health and safety, because I can't control every aspect of the road. I can't do it in dry weather. What God has, but I can't control other drivers. And y'all see, even on clear sunny days, drivers can't drive. But those are habits that I had to break over time because in the past, young BG, you told me some money, I was going to go get it. I didn't care what I did to put myself in bad situations. So that's what I mean about operator owner. Is if you're going to be an owner operator, you should control everything. That's why I just told the gentleman, Steve, I think his name was. I'm sorry if I didn't get it right. Where I said, Steve, you have to make sure you're doing what's best financially when you're picking that van, because you have to control the asset. You have to control how your business runs. And if you over leverage your business out the gate and you're chasing loads, it's going to turn you into an operator owner. If you don't go into that bad habit to begin with, you can become an owner operator. What makes an operator owner and it's building a bad habit, because not only will you chase the loads for the money, it might chase loads that put you in undesirable locations, chase loads that put you outside the money because you're trying to make the money. That's why I was working on that system I told you the last 2 weeks, because if you displace yourself within the United States and you have to get back in a load, for example, if you go 1,000 miles and you're like, hey, I made $1,000, $1 a mile, but that puts you 300 miles from the closest city to get you back in the money, you're going to spend time and money to get back in. And that's how you become an operator owner, because now you're fighting to get back in. And that $1,000 load, which 1,000 to go 1,000 miles, roughly it'll take you about 3 to 4 tanks of gas, depending on your van. If you got to get back into that circle, you're going to have a fourth, possibly fifth fill up that you got to add on. That's going to take away from your money. And now you're no longer the owner of your vehicle because you did something that you shouldn't have done. But that's bad habits that we need to break. And that's why I'm working on the system over here, and I go some other way. And I'm telling y'all the journey that y'all are on with me, so y'all can see my bad habits. I'll tell you my bad habits. I told you in many videos I should not have done that load, or that wasn't a good idea, and I'll explain why. If you don't know, got to go back and watch the videos. Oh man, if you're at least 5'8", do you want the high roof? If you are a munchkin land 5 feet and below, you can do mid roof and lower. We are not gonna be calling people munchkins out here. I can't with y'all. Oh man, I can't with y'all. Good evening, everybody. What's going on, Miss Wash? What's going on? But no. So I'm gonna give you a couple examples of BG bad habits, and then I'm gonna explain how I remove those bad habits, because one of the things you got to do with habits, you got to remove the bad habits and add new ones. So obviously, you know the one when I used to run out there, I'd be all in California. Don't get me wrong, I love the Cali weather. California is great, food good, all that, but it's worse than Buc-ee's, because financially, I made money. I made money even after I went out there. Y'all seen it. Times I dead-headed back. I still was in my profit margins were still in the positive. I still made good profit by running out there and running back, even if I didn't have anything, because I know my CPM. I knew what it took. Did it sting on the RPM? Yes, but that's not what we're talking about. When you're trying to build bad habits, trying to get rid of bad habits and build on positive habits, some things are going to take a hit. That's just how the industry goes. And I'm gonna tell you one. I'll be just telling y'all my business. One of the videos I'm making for y'all is titled "Success Requires Exploitation." And in order to succeed in something, removing some of those bad habits, you got to exploit some of the things that you don't want to exploit. So when I was running out to South Carolina, like the Los Angeles, I was winning financially, but I was losing on time and I was hurting my RPM. So if I wanted to get my RPM higher and reduce my deadhead, either there or back, because you know your boy deadhead a tank of gas, I either one, up my profits, which means I needed to upgrade my negotiation and communication skills and the confidence to be able to get the rate that I wanted. So I had to start building on top of that habit, communication / negotiating skill. And when you're building habits, one of those things requires reading and research. I tell you all this all the time. So in order to do that, I had to add on reading books, whether it was a business book, personal development book, a communication book, the laws of negotiation and all that. Like I had to study those books and read those. Those were new habits, because one of those habits could be reading 10 minutes a day, reading a chapter a day. I had to build on that skill versus just running around chasing dollars. So I had to remove going to California. That profit looked good on paper, but when you looked at it and broke it down, it was not good. So I had to remove the habit of running west. Even though I love me some tacos and stuff out there in Cali and Phoenix, I had to remove it the same way I had to remove Buc-ee's. And by doing that, I took a hit on going for that experience. But now, like the systems that I'm running now, if you remember the video when I broke down last year's profits to over 72,000 or something like that, in the first half of the year, the RPM was like 86 or 87 cents a mile. But when I removed that, it looked like I took a hit, and y'all saw the baby bags and all that everywhere else. But I started strengthening that new habit. And by the time the last 6 months of the year, RPM was running around like 97%. Back to that dollar I was telling you about. Just like when I was telling y'all to get the dollar, we was building the habit. So that now, if you see the loads I've been running this year, just about every day, I don't think I've ran a load this year that went below $1.15, $1.20 a mile. I have to go back and look, but I know it wasn't $1. And now, as we enter in this second half of the year with gas prices going up, my lows are staying above $1.50. All my stuff right now is running. My RPM is still running around that 90-something cents to $1, even after everything is said and done, because I built that new habit at the end of last year. That's what I'm saying. You remove a bad habit, and then you add on to a new habit. But let me see what the fam talking about, because I seen some stuff popping up. Daniel says, own your business versus your business owns you. Yes. And I like that, because you want to own your business. The business owns you part that sucks. And I want to clarify, I don't want you to think your business owns you. If you're doing, this is the stuff I can see complaints about. The broker's not paying this. The brokers don't doing that. The brokers are not owning your business. We talked about that. This book, which is in the link in the description. We talked about that because people do it with courier companies. They do, and I get it. I get it. When you're starting out, I want you to work with courier companies while your MC matures, if that's what you're trying to do, if that's the way your niche takes you, as you're learning the game and all that stuff. But it gets to a point, the couriers can also run you like the brokers do and have you doing stuff that you want. But I get it. It's got to build. So it's a learning process. You got to take that hit. I understand it. That's what I just said earlier about you got to move business finance to pay personal and personal to pay business when you're growing up to get out of a bad situation. This is part of the game. It sucks. I know. It's like the video I said that your year one is your year two is technically your year one. I get all that. I'm talking about as you learn and grow and understand the business, you need to shift that habit, because a lot of us still hold on to that after dealing with courier companies and dispatchers, and we get to year 2 and 3, and we're still, our brain has us wired to work as though we're still under that. And I'm trying to get you to see that's those habits that we need to undo. Like when you hear people say, don't take cheap freight, I agree with that. But you know your number, because the ones of us out here running the numbers, I'll never be mad at you for running your numbers. But what I noticed is people aren't running their numbers. They're running the numbers they were trained to run in year one under the courier service. They're trained to run the numbers because my dispatcher, this is the best load they can get. The dispatcher works for you. You need to build a new habit, which we talk about that in this book, of how to talk to your dispatcher, let your dispatcher know your needs and what you got to do, because you got to work with your dispatcher, if you have one, to build those new habits, because your dispatcher needs to know what you need according to your business, because remember, you're not an operator-owner, you're an owner-operator. You need to let them know with those habits. That goes to communication, talking to your dispatcher. I get it. It's a little confidence thing behind it, because you got to be able to speak and tell and You're an owner now. Remember, you got to be authoritative. You got to lead your company, and by leading your company, you have to lead those that are working within your company. And the dispatcher is a great asset, but you got to remember, they're working for your company. You're not working for their company. New habits versus bad habits. Until I figure it out, I was an operator owner. Guess it's my habit. Yes, I'm telling you. It's the same. You're not by yourself, transporter. We all the same. We all got to figure that out. That's the part that it sounds crazy because you say as I figure it out, but nobody figures it out the gate. Nobody knows it. Like you saw your boy, I was running crazy. The only difference is I used those degrees. I used that experience through the military. I used all those certifications. And I learned how to switch the language to over here. That's why I still work on my communication and negotiating skills too. Nobody's perfect. And I had to learn different lingo and how to do it. And in the beginning, even learning new lingo, I wasn't confident. I had to go research and go find stuff out and figure stuff out because I did not know. That's why I say I love learning from y'all and we learn from each other because some of y'all, for example, the transport I use you was already driving in this industry way before I got here. And I learned stuff from you just from different lingo, how y'all was moving, hazmat. I learned all types of stuff from y'all, just watching y'all, talking to y'all. And I learned good habits and bad habits from everybody. And I took on some of those bad habits too. I'm cleaning up some myself. So yes, I was an operator owner too. But now after I figured out what I needed to do, that's why your boy moves how I move and don't go where. And I know there's people out there still be like, BG, you taking cheap freight. Everybody's situation is different. That's why I say know your numbers. For your boy BG to take $1.50, $1.60 a load, to some people it's cheap. But based off the CPM that I run, I'm still profiting over $1 every single load. Long as I get that load over $1.30, $1.40, I'm winning every load. I told y'all what my CPM was videos back, and I rounded it up, and I told y'all that videos back. Your boy is still profiting over $1 a load because I know my number. My number might not work for the next person, but I'm trying to explain how to do it so that you can become the owner operator versus the operator owner. Bad habits, got to get rid of them. I did the same thing. Transport, I think you're doing good at it based on how I see you moving versus when we talked the first time. You are doing a great job. So I'm not even knocking it because you're doing what you weren't doing in the beginning, like me. I wasn't doing what you see now in the beginning. So I think you're closer to an owner operator in your mind. I know you might say that you're working on the habit, but you're closer to an owner operator today than you were a year or so ago plus when we first had our initial conversation. So you're doing good. I know the people in the ground center community, they're doing good because I see the mindset shift with all of them. Okay, I'll give you one. Workaholic. Ooh, that's a good one. I used to be a workaholic. I told this story before. One of my chiefs in the military. I'm gonna lead this up because we're talking about workaholic. One of my chiefs in the military. From the outside looking in, I'm like, this is a great guy. He did everything he could to take care of his troops. He did everything he could. He would fight battles for us because in the military, stuff comes downhill and it's on your leadership to say, no, my people aren't doing it or my people can handle this versus this. You're not finna wear my people out and work them till they just tired and beat down. Great chief. And that chief flat out told us in one of those, they call them commander's calls. That's when the commander gets the whole squadron together and has something to talk about. They normally monthly, quarterly, or if some event happens. And one day, this chief, because we were getting burnt out, this chief got on stage and had the conversation, and he told us, don't let this job. He said, the job comes first. I understand that, but your family comes first as well, because at the end of the day, when this job is over, your family needs you. And he told the whole story about how his wife and him got a divorce. They had 2 or 3 kids. They got a divorce because he devoted so much time to his job that he neglected his family. And so, you know me over here, I'm always telling you about those 5 pillars. And family is one of those pillars. And fitness is one of those pillars. Now, finances, faith, and freedom, they kind of line up with workaholic because if you work, you can get your finances up and get a little bit of freedom. And then the faith thing should just apply all across. But when you're a workaholic, it affects your family and your fitness. When I say fitness, it's not healthy. You heard when I said a minute ago, I was trying to do the last 2 weeks to get that number to stay between 35 to no more than 50 hours of driving. There are operator owners out there who are driving 70, 80 hours a week. That does nothing for your fitness, your health. It does nothing for your family, because if you're driving 70, 80 hours a week, that ain't including sleep, not including sleep. That means between work and sleep, you used up over 2/3 of your time in a week. And then by the time you do see your family, you're so dog tired, you don't even have the energy to go do anything with them besides sit on the couch. So workaholic is a bad habit, and we got to correct that. Inside this cargo van, because Grant, I want you to make money, but I don't want you to make money that you can't enjoy with your family. I don't know, husband or wife. I haven't met one single husband or wife that I know. I'm not saying it not out there, that has lost a loved one and said, well, we lost them, but I'm so glad they left us all this money. No, they want that person there. I don't want you to build a bad habit of driving in this van, being all over the place. Remember, one of my things is downtime. One of those things that we're going to talk about, I mentioned niche. One of those things we're going to talk about in the video about the 3 steps to building systems. One of those 3 things is downtime, but it's not just being off work. It's downtime inside of that. Now I'll talk about that in the video, but you got to remove the bad habit of workaholic and learn how to, because workaholic can be a good habit depending on how you build it. If you're going to spend 70 hours in the van and be stack on that, that's a bad workaholic. Versus if you're a workaholic, you spend 35, 40, 45 hours in the van, but you put work in with your family. Because I'm sorry, a relationship is work. That's one of the things we have a problem with in today's era with people talking about relationships. Nobody wants to put in the work. A relationship requires work. So if you're able to find that balance of put the work in over here and then come home and put that same equal amount of work in with your family, I swear I see it all the time on the road. In the morning, everybody's going crazy to get to that job, driving like crazy, rushing, morning traffic. And then when it's time to go home, everybody lollygags. They're like, oh, what a long day. And they driving slow. They in the way. I've never seen nobody in a rush like they are in the morning to get to work. I've never seen that same rush to get home. I even heard people, and I was one of them. So you're not by yourself. I was one of them. You get home and just got to sit in your car for 15, 20 minutes. I flipped that around in the military. My wife didn't get it. She got it. She understood it. I got to the point in the military, I would get to work 20, 30 minutes early so I can sit in the front of in my office or something like that before people got there. But when that clock hit to go home, I was walking out the door. I was rushing to get home just as fast as I was getting to work 20, 30 minutes early. Because that 20, 30 minutes on the front end versus on the back end, I'd rather do that every day. I switched around to workaholic. So yes, that's a habit you got to pick up, but it ain't got to be a bad one. You can turn it into a good habit for habit stacking. Hey, Daniel, welcome. And that is correct. Okay, y'all playing catch up. Okay. Yep. When they're talking about, that's correct. They talking about this coming right now. Own your business versus your business own you. Done. What's up, Mr. Drive Time? New video, operator owner. Hey, since you said it, let me put that, because I told you I got titles. I got all the videos made, but every now and then the fam gives me something new that they need me to talk about, and I'm putting that in my notes right now. Operate owner. Y'all think I'm playing? It's just full of notes. I got all the YouTube videos rolled out for a couple years. The transporter, yeah, fam, you're doing great. I told you, you're doing great. Green is in the building. What's going on, fam? What's going on? A lot of people have an A+ at work, but an F at home. Need to find a way to get that grade up with the family. All right, I'm gonna ask the question. I'm not even gonna ask the question. I'm gonna use Mr. Drive Time, because me and him actually talked today, and without going into full detail, we talked about something similar about this with habits. A lot of us in this industry, part of communication, part of negotiation, part of being able to be a owner operator, those same things that I just named transfers over to that F that I'm gonna put it back on the screen. That F that Mr. Drive Time was talking about. You're the model worker, but you got an F at home when it comes to your spouse and kids. But at home, you still need to do that same communication. You still need to do that same negotiation. You still need to do all the same things that you do in your business in your personal life. That's why I've told y'all so many times, you can't have business development without personal development. These are habits that you have to stack upon. Right now, we're stacking upon workaholic, and we're stacking upon being absent from my family. And I'm not perfect. I'm still working on myself. These are habits that I'm all working on with you. We working on these habits together. And one of those things that I told Mr. Drive Time with his habit, we're building businesses, right? One of those downtime things I've told y'all before is you need to get out there and pass out cards, pass out flowers, do X, Y, and Z. That's working. But remember, I told you can have healthy habits in there as well. Inside of passing out those cards, passing out those flyers, getting to find out who the logistics person is in the company as you go to different warehouses. Why your spouse can't go with you? It's your business. Why in the middle of doing all that during the day, me and my spouse got a lunch date? Now I'm adding new habits on the personal side with my family and working. Because guess what? Those lunch dates in the middle of all that working, that's a tax write-off. Yeah, so you can build on one and remove something else. You can remove the habit of being because it's called habit removal. You can remove the habit of being a workaholic, but you can also add on to the habit of being workaholic. Depends on how you're doing it. That's what I'm saying. It's a thin line, mental spectrum. And so you can raise that F that Mr. Drive Time talking about up to an A+ with something that simple. New habits. Need new habits, because I'm pretty sure some of y'all at home like, you know what? I could have done that. I'm going to use myself. Me and Chip just went got the tires changed on Chip yesterday. I got some new shoes on because we got some running to do. And guess what? My wife hopped in that van with me. We drove over there to the discount tire, dropped Chip off, told them what we needed. I asked how long. They said be about an hour. Looked around, said my wife, what you want to eat? They got Mexican food here. We got restaurants right there. We got Chinese food buffet down there. What you want? All within a couple of walking distance. She told me what we wanted, and we just had a lunch date. No kids. Habit stacking, because not just one having lunch with my wife. Habit stacking of she sees part of the business of what it takes to go get the van maintenance. Those are habit stacking. It's bringing her into the business, bringing the family into the business. These are all things that are new habits. Because old BG, especially back in the military, I knew something had to be done, and I would just handle it right there. And then months later, something come up, I already took care of it. And she was like, what would it take? What did it do? And I have to try to remember, well, let me explain to you how to do this. Habit stacking. You can do it multiple ways. OC in the building. What's going on, fam? Hey, what's going on, everybody? Speaking to Green, speaking to OC. Everybody, what's up? Speaking back. I love it. But yeah, that's all it is removing the bad habits, adding new habits, stacking on the new habits. But it's one thing I didn't touch on. Stacking on removing the bad habits. I know you probably like, BG, what are you talking about? I use a couple. Let's mention the addict. I'll mention the addict. If you ever talk to somebody that's an addict, I don't care what they're addict of, alcohol, drugs, whatever, they'll tell you it's day by day. Every day is a challenge. Every day they can be sober 2 years and they'll still tell you I'm an addict because it's work every single day. They are habit stacking day by day by day, and they're making a decision to remove those bad habits. It's not habit stacking up as well. It's habit stacking down. When you're removing a bad habit within your business, it's habit stacking down. Like I told you, eating bad like Buc-ee's. Ooh, that's a hard habit. Ooh, don't get me started on that. Let's stick to other stuff. Bad habits on removing habits down is I see the lows that go to Cali. And I be seeing them and I be wanting to go. And I was like, I loved it out there. I'm going to ride back to Cali. I had the habit stack. It's a day by day because I see the rates on the load. And your boy, I know me. I know if I get to Cali, I know I can get out. Y'all seen your boy. Y'all be like, BG, what you doing going to Denver? I'm like, I don't worry about me. I get out. And I got out of Denver every time y'all see me go. Even when I took the load to Wyoming, you're like, BG, what you doing? And then I picked the load up in Denver 100 miles away and then picked up and ran it local and then picked up another load in Denver and came. I know I can do it, but it's a day by day. I can't go. It does not fit my strategy. Something can look enticing, but it does not fit the strategy. And they be like, I know some people like, BG, that load, you didn't take it, but it was paying $1.50, $1.70 a mile to go out to Cali or to Denver. That's a great load. That's a blessing. You can do something like that. God blessed you with that load. And I have to remind you of how habit removals work and how God works. It looks like it's good. And everybody will be like, well, God gave you that great load and you turned it down. No, that wasn't a blessing from God. People forget sometimes that the devil was an angel too. There are people out here that you see and you think, because that's part of habits and removing them and what you see other people doing. That's why I say do what's best for you. What load is for you is for you. I tell you this all the time. You can be watching somebody and it look like they winning. But at the same time, you think they winning. The devil was an angel. That's how it works. And that's how you get bad habits. I am just as guilty as the next person. I've adopted bad habits from being around the wrong people, had the wrong circle, had the wrong influence because it looked like we was winning. But in the end, we weren't winning. So I had to adopt new habits, build new circles, build new relationships. And that same goes way in this business game. You got to watch the people you build relationships with. You got to watch the people that you watch in business. I tell you all the time, watch other content creators, but be discerning. Use your discernment and figure out the ones that are going to help you build new habits that are good for your business, and use your discernment to realize that, because I want to say that other content creators are building bad habits. They just might be building a habit that's good for them that might be bad for you. That includes me. I can help you build systems and strategies based, and that's why I had to get it, because YouTube, I can talk in generality, and it might hinder somebody. But over in the Grind Setter community, where I love the community, is because now I can pinpoint and talk to that individual one by one by one. I can talk to each Grind Setter member and see, what do you need? What are you trying to do? Let's work together to build the system that works for you. It's people in Grind Setters that my system does not work for, and their system won't work for me. There's people in Grind Setters that have different outcomes, different goals that they have that don't work for me or align with me. The same way what I do don't work for them, but it helps as a community to build out these systems together to see what works best for you, because we're all going to reach success at the top. But the reason some people get strong and hung up and can't reach that success is because they're trying to do it according to somebody else's habits, which turns out to be a bad habit for them because they didn't build a new habit for themselves. Boy, I think that was a bar somewhere in there. I felt like I said it, and I don't even know what I just said. I'm gonna have to go back and watch this because it felt like it touched me somewhere when I said that. So it might be a bar in there. If y'all heard a bar, y'all gonna have to type it in there, because I think I said one. I normally catch it, but I didn't catch it that time. But it felt like the way that flow just came out. Whatever. Y'all get what I'm saying. Build new habits, remove old habits, stack the new, but you got to stack both. You got to stack on the new habits, and you got to stack day by day to make sure the bad habits don't come back up and mess with your personal life or your business life. Yeah, that's all I got. That's all I got, because I can do this all day long, but that's what I want you to get, the new habits. We got to start working on that. Don't worry, I'm going to do my best job on my end. So when we talk in videos and we're talking about the systems, I'm going to try and make sure I introduce habits that you can build on, and I'll cover habits that I did that are bad for me, that might be bad for you, but you'll at least know, like, hey, I got that same habit, BG, I need to remove it. Or you might say, hey, that's a good habit for me, I need to build on it, or vice versa. So yeah, I'll make sure I start covering that a little bit more. Now you're going to have to pick up on it, because I'm not going to stop in every video and be like, this is a bad habit, this is a good habit. No, I'm going to explain the system, and you'll be able to recognize the habits when inside of it. I'll make sure I'm clarifying on it. But again, if you don't watch the videos, it won't make sense. The same way I know some people have missed videos and they'll ask questions. I'm like, yeah, we talked about that in this video. So one of the habits you need to work on is research. Not just me, anybody. Research, because I research. We research together. But yeah, let me make sure, excuse me, I've covered all the fam in here talking and chatting before we close this thing out, because I know it's Memorial Day. Your boy ain't got no load tomorrow because we're going to relax. Tomorrow is an actual down day. I still got work to do behind the scenes, because even though we got the event set up for St. Louis, it's stuff that I still got to do for that said event to make sure y'all know we don't pump no fear around here. And it's a reason why, but don't worry. We'll talk about that at the event. But I got to do work for that event, and it's stuff I got to do for the grind setters. We got some new things coming. We got a lot of things going on. Don't worry, I'll keep y'all updated. All the links for everything you need in the description. I'll let the fam see. One last round, make sure we got everything. We do quick lunches all the time. That's them habits. I'm telling you, that workaholic, work-life balance. What's up, OC? What's going on? New circles. Hey, man, you got I know what you just I caught that. New circles. She talking about the grind. Say, I caught it. I know we miss it. What's going on, Mr. Drive Time? Got to run, fam. Still got family in town. Just wanted to say hi. Catch the replay. Green, go holler at that fam. We just talked about it. Workaholic. Go holler at the fam. That's why I'm shutting it down too. Go spend time with the fam. Who has the cookout tomorrow with my grind setters at? I ain't gonna be at the house. I ain't cooking nothing. I just cooked today. I cooked tonight. We had us some chicken Philly cheesesteaks. Y'all be good. You too, Grant. Green, we'll catch up with you, fam. Have a blast with the fam. Ray is green. Ray is green. Yeah, we know their names. They in the grind setter community. Are you in it? I'm telling you, it's just a thing. It's a thing. I'm not gonna do that because y'all know your boy. I don't really promote like that. Cook out at Pastor House. Hey, we're going up Pastor Wash House. There. See, y'all don't. I'm gonna help y'all know these people. Pastor Wash. That's Mr. Drive Time. So yeah, the family gonna be eating good. We're gonna build these new habits, and we're gonna continue to eat good going into the year, and we're gonna win together and hit that success together with new habits. With that being said, and I'm not caught up on these comments, you know what I want you to do. If you're riding, go ahead and continue to ride. Don't close your eyes or bow your heads, because I want you to be safe. All the sound that's in here, you know what time it is. Time to close it out so we can be like Green and go build them new habits with the family going into the Memorial Day. So close your eyes, bow your heads, and let's shut this thing out in some prayer. Lord God, we once again on this beautiful, magnificent Sunday, your day, come to say thank you. Thank you for all the things that you've done for us, and thank you in advance for the things that you're going to do for us, especially teaching us how to compound on good habits, as well as compound on removing those bad habits from our life that you know that poses no good possibility on the outcome for us if we keep using them. We ask that you help us utilize and strengthen those good habits, whether it be with our business, our family, or both, to strengthen us so that we can hit the levels of success, not that we want for ourselves, but the success that you have in store for us according to the purpose that you have built us for, so that we can turn around and use that success as a gift to show others how to walk the way that you need them to walk and live the way you need them to live, so they can hit that success in your life, Jesus. Because we know that when we all do it together and branch out together, it becomes a part of us that others can be addicted to that success as well and compound on their habits to reach it in your will, Jesus, and in your name. I ask these and many more blessings in your darling son, Jesus' name, until we all meet again. Amen. And just like that, fam, it's finito. Again, link for the St. Louis meetup already in the description. I can't wait to see y'all, because it's crazy because this conversation about the habits, we're going to compound on some things in that St. Louis and remove some, as well as no, we ain't pumping no fear over here. You got to be there, be in the room. But that's all your boy got. Don't worry. You going to get, I don't know how this going to work, because tomorrow is Monday. You're still going to get a video tomorrow. Hopefully. We're going to see what the wife doing. And then on top of that, because I owe you 3 videos, and then I'll play catch up sooner or later with all the loads, because the boy still got some work to do. So either way it go, it won't be until the next live. It's going to be to the next video. So you know what I want you to do. Y'all stay having a good day. Have a good Memorial's Day. Have a moment of silence for those that provided protection and served this country. Spend time with your family. But either way it go, be safe out there. Get them bads, remove the bad habits, strengthen the new habits. But as always, until the next video, y'all stay blessed.